Donald Trump is proving that while most presidents can't be trusted to use the pardon power in a responsible way, nobody has been as utterly and relentlessly corrupt about it as him. He has, from the very beginning, been going around the country tracking down every fraud who has violated their oaths of office, abused their power, screwed over regular people, including MAGA people, and just pardoning them one after the other. In this case, we have a former Virginia sheriff, Scott Jenkins. You can see him here. He was convicted of conspiracy, honest services fraud, and bribery. And so, of course, he gets a pardon. Donald Trump is the biggest fan of bribery in American history, so why wouldn't he? He said this: Sheriff Scott Jenkins, his wife Patricia, and their family have been dragged through hell by a corrupt and weaponized Biden DOJ, which, let's just be clear, got a sheriff who was taking bribes. So the Biden DOJ are the bad guys in a story where a sheriff was taking bribes. That is the tipsy-topsy, bizarro world that Donald Trump wants you to believe. So they're saying, I'm not even gonna read the entire thing. He wants to stop the guy from having to go to jail. He gives him an unconditional pardon. Let's talk about what this guy did. So in March, he was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for accepting over $75,000 in bribes in exchange for appointing numerous Northern Virginia businessmen as auxiliary deputy sheriffs within his department. Okay, he was convicted by a jury in December 2024 of 1 count of conspiracy, 4 counts of honest services fraud, and 7 counts of bribery concerning programs receiving federal funds. So he accepted bribes in the form of campaign contributions from 3 co-defendants and others, including 2 undercover FBI agents, and then rewarded them with the auxiliary deputy sheriff's position. So you might wonder, well, why is he doing this? So basically what he did is, there's these rich a-hole businessmen that want to be able to get away with breaking the law, speeding, stuff like that. So you make them fake deputies so that when they get found out for breaking the law, there won't be any consequences for it. It is allowing rich people to get away with breaking the law in a way that would land you behind bars. And not only did he do it, but he himself broke the law, taking bribes so that other rich people could get away with breaking the law too. Donald Trump sees all of this and says, they're the victims here. And he's gonna let them off the hook, encouraging more sheriffs in the future to do the exact thing, to make sure that we have as much bribery, as much criminality, not by regular people, that's still wrong, you'll still go to jail, but by wealthy people who can afford to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get these phony positions so that they can break the law. That is the system of justice we have under Donald Trump, Yaz. I know we don't have much time, but what do you make of this?
No, I mean, it's not surprising to me that Trump would pardon a guy like this, even though it seems like, honestly, it would just be easier for him not to get involved with any of this. Like, he's doing too much of the wrong stuff. It seems as though, apparently he does have a value system that he stands by and an ethics, some kind of benchmark. But, his particular values involve protecting literal criminals. But what's more surprising with this story, as it is with other similar stories that we cover on shows like this one, is not that Trump would do something like this, but it's that MAGA supports him doing things like this, right? MAGA, if they hate anything, it's corruption in the government, right? It's corruption anywhere. They hate it, they can't stand it. Even like if they sniff it out from anybody remotely on the left, then they can't stand it. And it's a talking point that they will not ever let go. But whenever it's one of their own, immediately that person is a victim. He's a victim of cancel culture. He's a victim of the radical left. Somehow, I don't know, they always find ways to justify the things that they want to justify. And I think that's one of the real reasons why the MAGA movement is just not taken seriously by anybody. At least on the left, what I can say about the left, I don't necessarily agree with everything that the collective left says or supports, but at least they think about things, right? Like, to a certain degree, like there are some people who will make excuses for things and for the people that they like and support. But largely, if anybody's calling out people on the left, it'll first be other Democrats, right? If a Democrat is acting improperly, if they are doing something that's actually corrupt, other Democrats will be the ones to say, we don't like that, and we're sad that we gave you any power and we want you removed. And on the right, you simply do not see that. All we see is them doubling down on things that they really would do better and they would be taken more seriously if certain things and from certain people, but they don't do that.
Yeah, this is just utterly grotesque. By the way, he was going to get 10 years for the bribes that he accepted. Donald Trump has accepted hundreds of millions of dollars of bribes. He should be in prison to the end of his days. All 2 to 3 years of it should be.
I mean, he's
spent
keeping the plane, right?
Exactly. This is grotesque. I guess he wants more company in the swamp.